Welcome everyone to another week in FFBE, and this is our podcast number 36. We're going to be talking about two very special units here, Elena and Morgana. All right. These are Elena is the first ever global CG unit, and they have their own story event, a unique story event, I would say. And we're here to talk about them, the events, and all that we have this week in FFE. So to start, let's go. We're gonna be talking about these units and what their kit offers and their banners. So start us off on Morgana. We have by the way, we have I forgot to mention, we have four of us here today. We have myself, Zero. We have Awesome. We have Kuja, and we have Panda.
I'm back, baby.
All right, so let's talk about Morgana a little bit.
All right, so I
The
like
voluptuous
Morgana here,
mage
so
or voluptuous summoner.
I think I can do this. I think
What
I
are,
got
what
this.
are- what are your guys' first impression of her?
I love the
Summoners.
sprite.
They
Summoner waifus.
tried. I think they tried, but didn't make her quite strong enough.
I think she has a beautiful sprite.
Yeah, her sprite's really good, but
I love the
mean, as
chair
a
she sits in
unit-
too when she sits down after winning a battle.
It's the chair meta.
The chair meta. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh god,
Yeah, Chairwell and Chairain.
terrain.
Shireen.
Sharon.
But
All right,
Morgana
so
has a
what
tier.
is their TMR and STMR?
For Morgana, her Trust Mastery is Emperor Signet, 20% magic, and 30% magic when equipped with a rod. And also 20% Evo Mag.
I'm actually kind of disappointed in this TMR, truthfully.
I think
like
it's
it.
fine. It's fine.
It's fine,
I-
but with the fact that these units are like their special global exclusive units, I was expecting something more.
I mean, it's 50% magic with 20% Evo mag.
yeah,
It's
but
pretty good.
We have a bunch
And
of
also, here's the thing.
60% magics too already.
But the thing about that is
Yeah, but they're
30%.
STMRs.
That's 30% for a rod. So if you're dual wielding,
No, you won't get 2 rods.
You don't get 2 bonuses for that.
No,
What are
you don't get 2
talking about,
bonuses.
you clown?
No.
because I know it was like that. But anyways,
No. My problem is like, for example, Ultima Seraph has 60% magic and stuff like that. I feel like this.
Yeah, I know,
could
but
have been...
again, for this particular unit, and I'm fine with them trying to make a decent unit with Esper damage. That's fine.
no,
I
I'm
just
not
think they kind of missed
not
the
com-
mark here. This is really powerful for a unit that uses Esper damage, and it's still very good for a unit that, just a regular mage. Because, I mean, 99% of the time with a mage, you're using a rod anyway.
Yeah, but it's
And-
barely a difference between this and Rydia's TMR as well. Rydia's TMR is
So?
basically this with Spirit. How old is Rydia?
Doesn't, I mean,
TMR
it's still,
which kind of old?
I mean, you have to realize
Gosh,
that
Panda.
60% most of the time is an STMR
Yeah,
for magic.
80% is an STMR with magic. 60% with
There's
something else
one.
big
There's
is
one.
also.
So then what
Yes.
is Emperor's STMR? Emperor's
Why-
STMR is
It's an
60.
old one. It's a very old TM. Like it's like
White
saying
Knight Noel's is 60.
I
White
would
Knight
make
Knowles
the
is already
argument.
too.
I would make the argument, Awesome, that this is much better for her in this instance because she does have 10% more Evo magic on it, and just like Rydia's, this is stackable. So in Rydia's case,
I
if you
didn't even
put
notice that, was
if you put 4 of Rydia's on her, right? Each
Mhm.
one would give you 10, 20, 30, 40%. If you put 4 of these on Morgana, right, that's 80%. That's double. So stacking these or using these is a way bigger benefit on her than Rydia's ever would be.
I guess, but Rydia's also makes you more survivable by giving you Spirit. So
Spirit is not relevant to her, right? So, that's the reason why
survivability, 0 survivability. I
I
didn't say for
understand.
damage.
I understand, but that's not the way the unit is designed. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean that TMR is very good for a TMR. It's very good.
I like it.
The STMR is also extremely good. It's 160 magic rod with 40 spirit, 10 attack, but it gives you 20% true dual wield.
25% true dual wield.
Or 25% true dual wield.
It's
So
freaking
again,
amazeballs.
yeah. I mean,
What's her true dual wield?
let's
passive
back off
anyways?
from it. Let's back off from it being amazeballs, because with magic true dual wield, unless the unit is stated that they have an increase to their base, it's only 100. So
Okay.
it might be good on a unit, it might not be, depending on
Well, with
if
her,
they can get to 100 already.
with her, she can't get to 100. With either she needs an outside 50% or 2 of these to get to 100.
Or be like me.
And how much
With-
is the other mod? Because isn't
I mean, she's got
Malphay's?
50 in her. She's got 50 in her kit. Malphite's is 50.
Yeah, Malphay's STMR is 50%. Yeah.
So I mean, it's stuck in that realm where it's 25%. So you're either going to be left with, at 75, which is fine, or you're going to end up being at 125, which is overcapped. So again, it's good. It's good that you have true dual wield on a rod, but unless we get more, like 25%. Or something like that.
I'm
it's kind of one of
thinking-
those like, it's fine, but it's kind of
So-
sticks you in the middle of being.
So
good
what I'm
and
thinking is that at some point in the future, near future, just like we're gonna get lightning, which has true dual wield and attack, I think we might get a true dual magic materia or something that gives us like 100%. So,
Right.
we
But
should be,
I mean, again,
you know,
0. Just saying, you have 100%, unless it's stated in your kit that it increases that cap to 200,
yeah.
like Malphuse's does.
Which is dumb.
So
Just be like
I agree.
Zeno.
I mean, I think they should just upgrade it to 200%, but
They should just call it 200%. Let it go.
that's why, like, stacking true dual wield for magic isn't necessarily that powerful, because a lot of them have some in their kit, so it doesn't take much to cap it.
Yeah, I
So-
understand that, but like I said, 160 magic's really high already. It's not the
Yeah,
highest.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if you could get 2 of these, you'll basically cap most mages then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so speaking about her kit, let's talk about that. Panda, you were talking about her. You want to continue?
So pretty much, most of Morgana's kit is revolving around using Esper orbs, which is I like it. I like it. I'm a sucker for
why do
summoner
you like
stuff. I'm a sucker for summoner stuff.
I mean, the summoner thing is nice, but the main problem, and the problem I see with her, is you're gonna get stuck not being able to quad cast stuff because her shit's expensive.
Well, you can quad
Esper
cast.
gauge wise.
You can quad cast most things, but you cannot have a partner Morgana.
And that's what the problem is with with her, and you need kind of a second one.
Well, you don't need a second
personal
one.
opinion. My personal opinion is that she obviously, just like Cersei, works best with herself because these are relatively new chaining families that work with relatively new or most new units, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see more of these families into the future, I think, and we're going to see slight changes to even old ones, like the way we saw with Charlotte, right, who has now absolute zero and disorder chaining. So we are definitely, to me, this is fine, and she already does work with a couple units depending on the battle. Right, you're gonna probably use a specific unit of a specific type and a specific very chaining family, but she works with them well. And I think based on her kit, she's gonna get her all of these chaining families she has, like Rydia. She's gonna get up her Esper bar immediately every time, because every time she does damage, she's gonna raise it back up.
Right, but again, I think the thing that makes her good, in my opinion, is the fact that she has a lot of partners, and the fact that she can do double cast, triple cast, and quad cast. So she can work with a lot of different units, and I don't think that her best partner is herself, because you're not going to be able to keep up with the Esper gauge. There is no way you're going to be able to fill the Esper gauge every single turn so that you can use 2 of her to cast some of her skills,
Yeah.
because her best skills cost 2 Esper orbs, and if you're quad casting that, that's 8 per turn. You're not
The,
going to be
however,
able to take
however,
that.
right? However, reason why I said that is because in any case, right? If you're using a non-dupe, who else is gonna quadcast? Nobody.
But the thing is, she has the flexibility where it doesn't matter. You can use her as a Chaos Wave chainer, per se, with uh, Sophia. She
Ultima,
works
Sophia, Ultima, Transtera,
Ellie.
right.
you know,
Ellie, because
Ali.
she's got Wind Chaos Wave.
Yep.
She's got Dark Chaos Wave. The Light Absolute Zero is kind of wonky, but she's
Brandy.
got she's got Absolute Zero Ice. That's fine.
I
I
mean,
mean, if
my
she
biggest problem with her currently, is just it's not necessarily her fault, but her best skill is light and non-elemental. And the
yeah,
non-elemental's a bolting strike, which, of course, if we're using some of the units, we're gonna want it to be, well, the standard right now. What's the 3 elements there? We got lightning, bolting strike, and what else was the other
Dark
2?
and Ice.
Dark and ice. Okay.
Hmm.
So with this, it won't match with any of those elements, which does kind of suck. With
No, but I think she's built more to chain with mages rather than I mean, and we got a lot of mages that chain with Absolute Zero now and Chaos Wave, so she is built to chain with the new mages and to chain with Chaos Wave mages.
No,
So I think they're kind of
I
going.
understand, but her, like I said, her best skill that you're gonna quad cast most likely is gonna be Holy Radiance, because you're probably not gonna get eight Esper orbs per turn.
No,
And
yeah,
Holy
you're right.
Radiance is her strongest one cost
Hmm.
ability, and it's a
Yep.
light absolute zero, which is an element that we do not have a partner for with the absolute zero family. The absolute zero family currently what is ice and water and fire with Cersei, water and
Mm.
fire.
What,
Uh,
Chaos Wave,
No,
or are you
absolute
talking
zero.
absolute zero.
Ice and Fire?
Ice and fire, no water. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
Bolting Strike is water, I believe,
we
with
do
her.
at least have crystalline spikes, which is pretty decent too.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, again, like you're looking. I think you're kind of like they give her the flexibility to essentially chain with pretty much any mage, because of the way that they gave her quad, double, and triple cast.
any
So
meta mage is what I would say because
right, I
she's
mean, she can
missing the
chain with
standard.
Sophia, Ellie. She can chain. I mean, I guess you could technically use her to chain with Transterra, but Transterra kind of sucks now. But
But what I
um,
was trying to say is, there's no tornado, there's no earthquake, there's no
no, but she does chain with
freeze.
she chains with but you don't need it because you could still chain her with Medina because she chains with absolute zero more
Yeah,
often
but
anyway.
she can't chain with, for example, White Knight Noel. I mean, she's got 3 major families when it comes to the meta characters, and I'm very happy about that. Disorders and Bolting Strike is a physical meta now that's starting to come in, so I'm
Yeah,
not going to complain about her. I'm just saying she's a good character. They I feel like she's in a spot where she needs more partners in the elements that she has.
yep,
And then when she gets that, she will be much better.
Okay,
yeah. Well,
so my one opinion is that I think that summoners are highly underrated. Evoke damage is highly underrated, and to me, she is going to because she is. If you think of her as a regular mage, because her mods are not that great, and her you would think that immediately you would think that, oh, this is a pretty bad unit off the bat, but I think she will shine for trials to come that include one elemental Tetris, and also enemies who probably use evade, cover, and mitigation. Right? She's gonna cut through those things like butter. It doesn't matter. I mean, the fact that she can't use killers and stuff is irrelevant when an enemy. If you think about an enemy putting up
100%.
90% mitigation, or yeah, a full mitigation, right? And or mitigation to physical or magical at some point in time, right? And you put killers on your unit, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to do the damage that you need. But at least hers and like units like Radio, people who do evoke damage will just straight cut through that.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think that's where she's gonna shine. And people, I know I've seen a lot of people saying that she's underpowered for her coming into the meta because she's not really in the meta.
I
But
don't
for
think
bosses,
she's underpowered. She has.
well, I mean, because she's able to essentially just bypass mitigation, which is extremely useful.
Yeah, and
And
the
again,
reason people
like,
say she's not strong is because Fultra does more damage than her. But the thing is this character has massive
I don't.
flexibility.
Well, Fultra doesn't do more damage. She's more supporty. She does more things. They do about the
No,
same. They do about the
Fol-
same.
Fultra does pretty decent damage.
If you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
go
no,
straight damage, she does good
yeah,
damage.
she
but
does.
She
They
can
both
out
do
damage
good
this
damage.
character.
Yep,
She
but
can
she is also locked to light and locked to water, and she's locked to AT as well.
Yeah, that's why I think this character, like, even though she's weaker, she's so flexible that she, in my opinion, is a meta character.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that, in my opinion, holds her back is the fucking Esper Orbs thing. She needed like in her kit every turn like 3 Esper Orbs automatically.
At least one. I do agree with that. She needed at
I
least
mean,
one.
it's because she uses them so much, and it's not a big deal that you can't like with if you're using this character, you're not evoking an Esper because the Espers do like no damage anyway. So at least you're getting damage out of your Esper Orbs, which is fine.
But the
But
thing is you
she
also have the
is
ability.
so
You can still cast abilities. They're just a little bit weaker, and they're
yeah,
magical abilities. So you don't get the benefit of the Esper damage. But still,
right.
you still have a dark chaos wave that's magical. You have a light absolute zero that's magical. You have a wind chaos wave that's magical, and you have an ice wave that's absolute zero. So you have all those abilities right there that still are able to keep up a chain. They decrease resistances to all those elements. Kind of wish she got a little bit more love there because we have Medina who does 90%. Stupid.
I think that's kind of a theme with both of these units. Their imperils are kind of weak for when they're coming out. They should be stronger. Like
Again,
these should be minimum 75%.
yeah, but again, I think that they also try to see, okay, what we can like put down a little bit so we can enhance it a bit later, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can understand
Yeah.
that. They can go from
I mean,
65 up to all the way up to 100 if they wanted
yeah,
to with
the
enhancements.
only thing that's not gonna make her, that's not gonna get buffed in the future, is the fact that she's an Esper Orb whore, and she
That doesn't
basically
bother me though.
it limits her to not being. You can't use a dupe with her
Okay, well,
because
the fact that she
I
has
mean,
so
no,
much
I
flexibility.
I understand she's got flexibility, but she's going to be the only one doing damage, and she's not going to chain if there's damage
And
mitigation.
no, if you are in those battles where you have elemental Tetris, where you want to use a dupe, you can. You just can't quadcast. That's all.
Or you can quadcast, you
Well,
just have to quadcast a single Esper
yeah,
Orbs.
I know, but then again, she doesn't have any way per turn. Like what I think she needed is like a 2 to 3 Esper Orb per turn auto cast thing per like Yuna has. Like a lot of the summoners got. They have a 1 to 2 Esper Orb per turn, auto, passive,
I
in their
will
kit.
agree with that. I
She
think
needed
she
that
needed that
because that's gonna hurt her getting Esper Orbs. Because what I mean, yeah, okay, she might get them,
with with a counter.
in with doing and well, no, I'm just saying she might get them doing damage, but she's not gonna get that many to keep up with her consumption.
And
That's her main drawback because you're losing a lot of damage going back to the magic abilities. Plus, you're losing the ability you're losing the reason why you're using her as evoke damage to bypass mitigation.
Yeah,
Well,
but
the reason why that they've made her that way too is maybe they want you to be creative and add another unit that could help with Esper damage. It also depends on the fight. If you have a lot of enemies, you chain basically anything, you wouldn't have a problem getting back orbs. If you have one enemy, you're basically gonna have that problem. You're gonna bring like Yuna or somebody else or Aiko who can provide some Esper orbs to get back.
and she can do it. She just has to take a turn off too. And it's
Well, I
not
don't.
necessarily the
Is
worst.
it dual castable? I mean, at least you
No,
could.
it's not. It's single
It's
castable.
Oh,
not
that's
dual
terrible.
casting.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
I admit that I would. I don't think it should have been a dual castable, but it should have been able to be cast once in the chain. I think, but that's my opinion.
No, yeah,
I
no.
think
This
I
should
think
have
so
been.
as well.
She should have been able to cast this as many times as she wanted to because of the fact that she takes up so many friggin' Esper orbs. I mean, again, you're taking damage away every time you go down to the one Esper orb the attacks. They're weaker than the 2 and the 3 Esper orb attacks. So, and you're not. I mean, like you're not going to be able to keep up quad casting her bolting strike or her disorder abilities. You have. I mean, essentially, if you're quad casting or triple casting stuff, you're locked to using these
But
one
a,
Esper orb
but a
abilities.
lot of characters that use bolting strike have dual cast for the most part, and then they get triple cast by using a special ability. So the
Yeah,
fact that she's
I
stuck
mean,
to dual cast is fine for a while. It's not the worst thing in the world.
the major problem I see is they gave her. She's really Esper orb hungry, and she has really no way to get her Esper orbs back. Like she should have been able to at least dual or triple cast this ability so that you could say use that quad cast, but triple cast like say Chaos Wave and have her go with um like Sophia say.
Well, the
And
thing,
then
I
with the
mean,
quad cast, you cast the Arcane Blessing at the end to get the 3 Esper gauge crystals back every turn. And you'd be able to keep up with the orb consumption. Because I know I've gone through fights, and it's a chore to get to 10 sometimes on some of these missions where you have to summon an Esper.
Okay, so I will address this in one way, right? So, and yes, it's a chore to get Esper orbs back, but it's not a chore when you have a lot of enemies because you basically get back Chris and Esper orbs much faster, right? And guess what? If you're fighting one enemy, she has a kit with magic for that.
not to mention the fact that she can give herself 8, and that one is in her dual and quad cast. And yes, I
Yeah.
know it's every 4 turns, but if you think about it,
I just want to say this now. You don't always have to use the Esper abilities.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what
You
that's what
can
I said.
build up from the normal magic
Yep.
abilities that she has, and it builds up the chain. Then you could use the
And it's
Esper, like
yeah,
that's
that's
the
why
last
it's so
ability or the last 2 abilities.
Also, you have the
It's
fact
not
that
that
people
hard.
aren't mitigating the entire match. You're not going to run into a match where 90% of the time you're being mitigated. It's going to be normal damage, and then when they hit a turn that has mitigation, that's when she shines.
yep. She gets to two.
Her damage is not that bad. I mean, her light one is 1.7 with a 50%
That's bad.
ignore spirit. Ignore spirit. So that's still
That's a 3.4.
no, it isn't. Oh yeah, it is 3.4. It's still not
Yeah, it
bad.
is.
It's still not bad. 3.4 is not that bad. It's actually pretty decent. It's higher than most magic skills. Look at Tornado. Tornado's average is
Well, black
2.4.
magic skills, yeah, but skills, it's a low. That's a low modifier for skills.
Okay. You realize that every single one of the espers increases the modifier by 2 or 1.5 to those
Yeah, on
skills
the Esper abilities.
for 3
Yeah.
turns, which means you're not constantly using the Esper gauge. So you could start off with casting Crystalline Spikes once, and then finish it with Glacial Needle, and instead of it being 1.7 times 2 basically, it'll be 3.7 times 2, which is a really good modifier. She does start with 3 Esper orbs.
All right, so I want to move on to her passives and stuff and finish her off. All right, so if it's all right with you guys, I
Perfectly
would
fine
say
with me.
let's so because we want to continue this. All right.
Summoner waifus.
All right, so her passives, in my opinion, they're fine for her. Um, they as Kuja had mentioned, they definitely could have made her gain some passive Esper orbs in there, but it works really fine for what she is. She gets a lot of magic, obviously.
At
Um,
least she has a counter that gives her 5 LB and 1 Esper orb.
Yeah,
yep,
40% you have to be hit by magic, which is probably
that's
one of the fewest things you're gonna
terrible
get hit
for
by.
But
a
here's the
unit
thing:
that
I
does
get that
not
you, I
made
get
for
that,
survival.
I get that you have to get hit for it. But later on, we're gonna be dealing with fights, uncoverable magic,
Yeah, I mean it's only 1 crystal and it's only can go once.
and still a
That's
crystal.
It's not that good. If it was, I mean, if it were
That's what
infinite
you
amount of
say.
times,
That
it'd
is
be
what you
fine.
say.
The reason why it's
I see it
bad
good.
is because she needs a ton of Vesper crystals. So she has almost no way to get them back.
You
Once
mean
again,
her chaining?
question, real quick. What's the Evo Mage of our current Evo Mage users?
what do you
Like
I'm
mean?
the
not
like their
100% sure.
passive. Like what's Rydia's?
Dude, I don't even remember, man.
I mean,
I
she's got
I
what, 10,
isn't like
20.
I believe wasn't it like Garnet's who had the highest, but then
Garnet
you're
was
now
70%, I thought.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
how
she's
it would
only
have
got
been.
40,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was just looking at. I'm like 40. That's kind of
Low?
disappointing, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Uh,
But again, she's getting some from her TM too, but again, I would think that should be a bonus.
yeah. Okay, so Rydia has 30, 60. Whoa. Rydia has a crap ton.
Yep.
110. Yeah, she's 110. Rydia has 110.
And she's got 40. That's terrible. Again, I mean, the Evo magic would make her a lot
The
stronger.
modifiers on what's her name is much better than Rydia's though.
And yeah, so it's a balancing act. I do think that they address some of this, like the low modifier on the on the magic skills. I think they put those on. She gets that at a 120 ability, right? Basically, she gets a little bit more stronger magic power there. That's fine.
Well,
Um,
she also gets more from actually casting the Esper skills. So like I said before, you could cast the Esper once
yeah,
and then
yeah,
finish with the
those
magic to keep the modifier really high.
yeah, to keep the mods up, that skill, she also gets the ability to get her LB gauge 3 per turn, and chances are, if she's chaining, she's gonna build her LB gauge. Her LB gauge is that way that she's gonna get back um, her her Esper gauge back faster if you want to constantly use her skills. Like if you want to constantly, basically you probably might chain, then use a LB, chain, use an LB. You could do that.
I did not realize how good Arch Rivals was on this character.
What's that?
I did not realize how good Arch Rivals is on this character.
What?
Arch Rivals, the passive that you get for
Oh,
having Elena in your party, increase modifier 2 times to all offensive skills except for Spectral Cutter.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really good. I did not realize how good that was.
No, I guess she could chain with her.
Well, she has Bolting Strike,
Mm-hmm.
Disorder, but she does not have Chaos Whip or Absolute Zero, so she'd be stuck only doing those two.
Bolting strike. And her bolting strike move is expensive. So it's a disorder move too, right?
Yeah, they're the same price.
Yeah.
But still, that's really good. Yeah, I didn't realize that was so good.
Mm.
Okay, so
Anyway,
just to close off her LB, at its max damage, is a 35 times evoke damage to all enemies. Increase evocation gauge of 5 crystals, 5 orbs, and
yeah.
enable her quad cast for 2 turns. All right, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a
Remember,
strong finishing skill.
don't forget
Gives
the
her five.
ratio. This is unlike normal evocation
Yeah,
damage. It's
all
all on magic.
yeah, all magic. It's fine. Um, it's strong. It's a strong finishing skill. And I was talking to Awesome earlier today about maybe there's situations where if an enemy puts up mitigation that not 100%, but you could still hit the enemy. You could literally just build up a chain and finish with this, and it'll cut straight through everything. You know, even though the chaining is just gonna do next to nothing, the finishing skill that she will provide could actually do a big enough blast. You know.
Yeah, the only thing
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
any issues with this skill is because it's not elemental. You're gonna have to. I mean, it's useless against certain characters. Like for example, the egg at the when we first got it because it required elemental, and you can't add elements to this.
Well,
Nope.
yeah, but I mean that's evocation for you. So
Yep.
Yeah. Well, evocation would go. She'd actually be pretty decent against the egg boss.
Well, she wouldn't be able to use her LB, or LB would do no damage.
She actually would because it's Evo.
Yeah, but it said no damage that is non-elemental. She'd be fine doing the other skills that have
And
light and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I summoned Bahamut on him. On
Yeah, I
the
think
egg.
he.
It still
I
did
don't think it's
damage.
non-elemental. I think it's just the fact that he doesn't take. He has like 100% mitigation.
Yeah, he has resistance.
Yeah, and he's got 100% resistance to every element. Well, to every element except for lightning, which is at 50.
I could have swore I did summoning and it did
Yeah.
nothing, but whatever. I could be wrong.
all right, so let's move on to unit number 2, Elena.
Passing on the baton to Awesome.
Well, she's the one that everybody was probably hoping for the most part.
Yeah.
She is really good because not only does she have the newest chaining family, Bolting Strike, but she's got Aureola Ray, which of
Well,
course,
what is she first?
uh, well, she's a hybrid damage dealer. Sorry, um, with lots of elements. Not all of them. 3 of them, I believe. I have to look down below. But she is a hybrid damage dealer with her TMR, which is Estrella, which looks amazing until you see the little bottom tag right there. This is
Oh
exclusive.
wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is basically near STMR level. I mean, what is
It is.
Aurora Frivia's STMR?
It's a.
It's 160, 150, so it's pretty dang close for a TMR. It is stuck
And
to
I think
Elena, but
isn't the damage range different too? I think her damage range is a little bit better
The
on
variance?
Estray.
I think the variance is the
Yeah.
same because 110 to 160 is the average for swords. I don't know. I don't have Frivia's sword, and I don't look at it because I'd cry if I didn't. Anyways,
I have
her STMR is quite ridiculous. It is increasing attack and magic by 60%, increasing equipment attack and magic 50%, and accuracy 25%.
With a
it,
single
also
weapon.
Daybreak is 105 to 155
Yeah. See, it's not. It's better. It's got better variance.
Okay,
by 5%.
Yeah.
that's useful. Um, this is dumb. This makes me cry because I think of my Frivia STMR that I never use.
Yeah. They need to buff that. They need to buff Fravia and buff her Astamar.
But I mean, attack and magic. I mean, I don't know about you, but I build hybrids usually either a straight attack as much as I can or straight magic as much as I can.
Yes, but this unit in particular
I still would
is
build,
extremely easy to build both to almost cap. So you can have her be 24. I mean, if you have the stuff to do it,
which I do not.
hybrids are very difficult to build, but I've seen a couple on my friends list that were 24, 25. or 25,
Uh,
24, 100 on both.
hey Zero,
So
what was that one
she can get very high
what was that super
stats.
super whale that you saw? What was
You
her?
can get up to 3K in attack and magic if you're a super whale. If you have all the best gear, you can get 3K in both specs.
I bet you that guy
Don't look
also
at me.
needs door
Don't look
pots
at me.
too.
Don't look at me.
I've seen it on the builder already. That she can get up to 3K.
Is it with pots though? The door pots?
Mm,
Probably. At least
I don't
some.
think the thing accounted for door pots yet.
I
Just
don't know. The stuff what I saw on my friends list, the guy had all STMRs and he had all the hybrid STMRs. So
I don't know. Anyways, on this character, we've got the fantastic Battle Insight. No, just messing. It's a skill that's, I mean, sometimes you need to see what the enemy is, but she actually has a break that's not completely god awful. It is okay.
close to god awful.
It's hey,
It's under 60. I
it's
mean,
under
again,
60,
yeah, it's fine.
but it's on a damage
I
dealer.
guess.
It's not a damage dealer that we're using to do damage with, so I can't complain about a 55% break.
Although the problem with that ability,
What?
can't dual cast it
I don't
or
care.
triple cast it.
I don't care.
Really, I don't care.
It's available. It's a good option. But anyways,
The
the
best.
things you're probably going to most focus on is she has the ability to add water element, add lightning element. I thought she could add light element too. Add ice and light element as well. So she's got water, ice, light, and lightning, which is really good. It's
Yep.
extremely good because I always have a hard time finding water chainers, which now I do.
Mhm.
But
Now
anyways,
she's kind of complicated to use.
that's
you
if
have
you're
to choose
that's if you're gonna
which way
focus on
you're
her.
going.
That's if you're gonna focus on her ridiculous like conditional effects. Oh my God, there's so many conditionals.
Yeah, there are.
If
But
you're
again,
gonna,
you have to go one of two ways. You have to go way up Blossom or way up Aurora, basically. So I mean, it depends on the fight what you're doing. But I mean,
it depends on
if
who
you
your
if,
chain
if you
partner
go
is, truthfully.
if you go that route, I mean, it's her modifiers are great.
Um, if you look at her, she has really good chaining family. She's got Bolting Strike, Aurora Ray, Stardust Ray, which is a new fantastic family that, wait,
And
who has
Disorder.
Lightning Stardust Ray that you know of, Zero?
what's that?
Who has Lightning
Lightning's-
Stardust Ray?
CG Rain.
No, well, Rain isn't out yet, but I mean, a unit that we currently have that does Stardust Ray and could even imbue lightning is a
Wait,
really
can it
nice
triple
unit
cast as
called
well?
Lilla. Yeah, who can triple cast?
Who?
Lilla.
Ah,
She can triple cast Stardust
Yeah.
Ray.
Oh, so she's not totally garbage anymore. Maybe she's just sitting
dude,
on the
Layla's
edge of being garbage.
amazing. Layla's
that
amazing, bro.
that would require you enhancing her to work with her.
Yeah.
Kuja.
So garbage. You're right. Garbage.
Dude,
Come on,
she's
just enhance
amazing.
somebody. Gosh, don't save all those pots for nothing. You're gonna sit on them until you die if
Well,
that's the case.
I'm waiting for the CG units to get their enhancements.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. But yeah, Stardust Ray, and she has Disorder too, which is fantastic because she works great with Aurora Fravia and Fravia.
Except you
They need to
need
be
both
together.
Aurora Fravia and Fravia in the same party to do that. So
Yeah,
She's
you're
a
and
princess.
you're taking 3 damage dealers to do a fight.
okay, get rid
Okay,
of.
so this is a very specific condition that in other words, if you specifically want them together,
Yeah, and you'd have. I mean,
it's just a bonus in my
they
opinion.
didn't
It's
give
not
her an
enough.
ability where it activates it on the other guys, right?
Yeah, no, it gets an ability where she increases everyone's freaking damage of those
Modifier.
skills. The modifier increases with those skills for everyone.
And we have to understand that they may introduce another character with Aurora
Where is
Storm
it?
in the future.
Well, what they should have done is made it so that all of them could activate disorder with each other.
Oh, so you mean like Aurora and her could activate Disorder? The Disorder chain?
Yeah, so you're not stuck to having literally having all 3 of them in your party to do it.
Well, I mean, you could use it and it'd be fine, mainly because the fact that you don't really need a finisher, but you could get rid of a finisher for a third chainer like this if you wanted to.
I guess you could.
Um,
But
you could. I mean, there's other. There's. It's not the worst thing in the
I mean,
world.
maybe they'll change stuff when they buff those units. So
I just am very sorry for any bosses who are weak to ice and light.
Oh God, it's gonna be hilarious. What? Cause Charlotte plus Elena plus Aurora Frivia and Frivia. I mean, those don't all chain together. Not at all.
Yep.
But yeah, she's
no,
got.
her one weakness is her imperils are bad.
They're not
That's
the
her one weakness.
worst.
That's
You
her.
can get up to 75%, which is decent. They are
Yeah,
her
on her
cooldowns, but
cooldown.
they're available turn one, and they are part of the casting. No, they
No, I
aren't.
know, I know. But
Wait,
I'm
what?
just saying,
Oh yeah, they
like
are.
50 is low. 50 is low. They should have been minimum 75, but then they probably would have made her too strong.
Yep. Out, outside imperil is fine.
Well, she still
Outside
does
help,
75.
and if you're carrying the Frivias with you, you have 100%. A light imperiled right there. You have a or 75 from regular Frivia.
Yeah, but
In ice.
when you're mixing stuff like that, you're losing damage.
Did you guys also
Uh,
notice that she's also a green mage-ish?
Well, she's got her buffing skills that are pretty decent.
Increase fire, ice, light, and dark resistance by 50% for 3 turns. That's actually pretty good. That's an attack, too.
Yeah. No, she's good. She's very good. It's just, yeah, no. I was honestly hoping for her to be a little bit stronger than she was.
So my big problem with her is she's going to be a pain in the behind to use in a match. Because if you decide you want to try some of these chains, if you don't memorize it, it's going to be awful. You're going
You're
to basically
gonna
have to have
have
a
bad
wiki sitting in front of
time.
you. Well,
Yeah.
think about it.
I mean,
Like, they don't give us
no,
this information.
no, her kit is similar to Xeno's in a way. You have to do a
Y-
specific
You have to memorize it
rotation,
if you're going to be using it during a battle if you don't have
which isn't a
a
big
wiki in
deal.
front of you. It is a big deal. I play on the road. I play randomly in places. I don't want to
Yeah.
have to tab back and forth between the
No,
wiki
but just
and it.
I mean, if you're gonna use her, if you're gonna use her with any regularity, you just have to memorize the thing. I mean,
She has 3 different rotations though,
I
and you
know she
can
does.
mix them. And you can
You
mix
say
them.
like it's the easiest thing ever, Kuja, but you realize we have other things going on.
I don't spend all my
Then
time
don't use her. Use
memorizing.
Esther. I don't know. I mean, I get
I,
it. I know
I'm just saying,
she's really complicated,
it'd
but
be
I
nice
mean, she's good.
if, like, I've already opened up her skills in the game to see how much information they show. I'm super annoyed. They don't even tell you the modifiers on some of these skills. Like, I was trying out her initially, and I'm like, oh, I want to use the Stardust Ray, but I only remember that the hybrid was 15x instead of 12x. And I'm like, okay, I don't remember what the name of the skill was, so I held down on all of them, and they told me nothing. It's just attacks one enemy, attacks all enemies. It's like I thought we were past this. I thought they were going to give us actual information because they do on certain things, but they don't do on everything. And then when we get to the point where we get the all these activated abilities, they don't tell us anything. They don't tell us enough. If they
I do agree with that, but I'm not complaining. To me, in my opinion, I'm not complaining about this unit specifically because of in other words, these are the conditions. Like for instance, you could do straight up damage with her if you're in a hurry. If you want to basically use her like in the way that you use Esther, that's fine. But at the same time, she can also be a unit in different situations if you want to build her in a specific rotation, like Xeno. So in other words, if you want to work with light, you have a rotation. You want to work with ice, there's a rotation. If you want to do more supporty stuff, there's a rotation. But you don't need to go in any of those routes to use her. And that's what I think is good too. You can use her like Esther. You don't have to, you're not going to break the chain. Like, in specific fights, you can work with her in different ways, which I think is really good.
I understand, but my complaint isn't with her either. My complaint is with the fact that because they did stretch her around all over these places with these unlockables, and they did give her amazing things to do with these unlockables, they still have yet to fill out enough information to make it useful. Where if I'm sitting in a waiting room and playing like a trial that I was trying to beat like whatever time ago, I can't go, crap, what was that skill? Because if I jump to a Chrome tab or something like that in my phone, I have a chance of accidentally the game just closing itself on me.
Right.
And of course, that's amazing when that happens and you have to start the battle over again. It's not like me being this character is bad. I'm saying the information they put out on this character is really bad. They've been getting better, I will admit. But this character, it feels like they rushed it.
You should just use Randy, bro.
I don't have a Randy.
Shout out to all the Randy users.
Nobody
I
uses
mean,
Randy.
okay, so the idea that you're gonna be using ice or light is kind of clear to me because Aurora light. If you're going the light route, basically that's a rotation you're gonna start working with. If you're gonna use ice, that's Blossom is the one that you're gonna start working, right? Um, so you know, to me, it's not that complicated, but and in other words, it's not that you don't need a guide specifically to know where to go. It's kind of in the name of the skill. It's obviously what the skills do that's a problem, right? But you definitely know the direction you're supposed to be going by the name, you know.
Yeah, but Zero, when you're in like a trial, you want to mix max your modifiers, and all these abilities that you unlock increase modifiers, and they're to specific things. They're not all to the same. Like I'm used to like one modifier doing a bunch of skills, but they kind of stick that in a route. Like this will increase basically all the skills except for maybe this one or this one, and they all do the same thing. This one, for example, Aura Valor increases the modifier for Aura Radiant Might. They don't tell you that in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they do tell you it outside of the battle, but not in the battle.
And even if you hit I've sometimes when you hit the menu, you'll find some of this information, but not all the time either. That's my problem. It's not if you're trying to get all the modifier information.
Okay, so look at something, right? If you in the battle, right, for you to access this information, you have to press menu, then click on the unit, then click on their skills, look for the specific skill, and then click on it. Basically, and that's the way you would actually get the list of what it does, right? But in the battle itself, unless you go through the menu and go through that way, you could still access the information if you're unsure, right? But while in battle, it's not going to display all that information.
It doesn't even do it through the menu either.
It should be able to, because
It's
that's
not
where
all
you.
there. That's the problem. That's why I'm complaining.
Mm,
Anyways, let's go on to her LB, which is
yes.
very good. It's a hybrid damage to all enemies, 45. It's a 30 hit ability. I don't know why they didn't just make it a chaining ability with anyone other
Well,
than
it
her.
chains with like Kyo and Awaken Rain.
Sakura, Rydia.
Not really, Ridian, Skura.
Well enough where you can count them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Awakened
I
Rain
mean,
and
yeah.
which is fine,
And
I guess.
Kyo.
Maybe they'll make. I mean, when are they coming out with those enhancements again? Oh wait, they haven't told us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kyo's isn't coming for a while.
Well, I know. I'm talking Awakened Rain.
I know, but I'm just
But
saying.
anyways, increased attack modifier. She's basically a very good buffer. 150% to all stats is actually a pretty baller buff if you max it out. Increasing modifier 18 times to a ton of skills, which these are all the skills that are I think one hit finishers, Valor, Might, stuff like that. And then 10 times modifier to Tempest, Blade of Dawn, and Blade of Heavens, which are probably the more common skills you're going to use.
Yeah.
So
No, her LB is very good. You're gonna want to use it, if you can, because even that buff is good. So
it's very expensive. So if you're going to use her a lot, I would recommend having a unit in your party that can give up
buff
their Esper gauge, or not Esper gauge, but
or
their
buff your LB fill rate.
yeah, because 40 crystals is actually quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so your assessment of like the banners that they come on, both her and Morgana.
The single one of her is bad,
Oh,
except for the first pull.
Yeah, unless you just want her, I guess, but it's got regular rates on it, and there's like really no bonus to doing it except for the fact that at the end you're gonna definitely get Elena.
And that the first pull is free.
The first
Right.
pull is free.
The first, yeah.
It still costs
The
20k though, which is still very expensive. So
Yep. Yeah, so it's not like, oh, well, hey, I can go and get her for cheap. No, it's still 20k. And you
the
don't get
Yeah.
coins.
the other one is, in my opinion, much better. Not only do you get coins, you get the tickets that after you collect 4, which means you have to summon 1 lap plus 1 pull,
Yeah.
get you a 5-star, and you get a 10% 5-star tickets and
You mean
rate
the ones
ups.
that are 100% blue tickets, you mean?
You mean 90% blue tickets?
No, they're 100% blue tickets. It's a lie. I've never seen one turn into a rainbow.
That's
I
really
have.
wrong.
I have as well. That's how I got my first Medina.
That's how we got. What was it?
That's how I got my third Delita.
It's Andy.
But yeah, I've had okay luck with him, not the greatest, but okay luck.
I feel like I've had the most luck with those.
But
I don't
that
know. I
banner,
don't know how many 10% tickets we've gotten. I've never gotten a rainbow off a 10% ticket.
yeah, you don't get any luck on tickets anyways. You get luck on other things, like anniversary
Yeah.
tickets. By the way, my middle finger's up for you right now.
Good.
Rare tickets and raids. Jeez.
No, that
You get
Four-star
is
4-star
not
tickets
that
and
tickets.
much.
raids constantly.
One, maybe per raid, maybe.
No.
That's
No.
more than
Yes.
me.
Bull.
I get
Bull.
one out of all the raids we've ever done. I've only gotten one.
You've said that like every time, and you're like, I got a
No,
4-star ticket.
I get a
Yes.
4-star ticket from the individual reward, not from the poll.
Sure. Uh-huh.
All right, so moving on, guys. We're gonna talk now about we're gonna talk about the actual event, the story event that she came on. Kuja, let's talk about the rewards, what you can get out of it, and you know, is it worth farming up?
Yes. Fight. I mean,
Kuja.
yes, it is. I mean, there's craftable rewards that are
They're good. Not
okay.
great,
They're
but
fine.
they're
They're
good.
not amazing.
They have,
Great.
Pretty
Can you tell
neat.
us what they are? And
Well, I mean, you've got the Astral Blade replica, which is basically probably means
I thought they
the
just gave
second
that to you.
week of this. Well, it's part of the rewards.
You remember the egg? Remember
get it-
how we got the
Oh yeah,
replica?
I know. We're gonna likely get another actual version of the Astral Blade, which will be a lot better. But I mean, it's only 40 attack, 40 magic, and it's light element, which is okay. Meh. Then you get into the other items that are actually pretty decent. We've got another set item, so Chamber of the Vengeance for August might be
Morgana.
Morgana with upgraded versions of all these. But one of the things is you get an accessory that is 8 attack, 8 magic, and it gives you 5% dark resistance, which isn't all that great. It's the worst piece of the equipment by far. If you're wearing the Hood of Darkness, you get an additional 5% attack and magic, which is also low. I would probably not recommend using this that much. I mean,
I would say the pendant, even though it seems like it's the shittiest thing, it's basically boosting the cloak.
Yeah, it
So-
gives a huge boost to the cloak because it gives attack and magic 40% with the cloak.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my opinion, I would avoid the hood if you're
The
avoiding
hood's
something.
not bad with 20% dark resistance on it, actually.
The hood is the one that maybe you could replace with something else.
Yeah, that's the one in my opinion you can replace something else
Mhm.
because the Darkless set you get with the amulet because of holding the hood is 5% attack and magic. That's meh. And the
No, I know
hood
it's nothing.
being with the mantle is only 10%.
Yeah, I know.
So it's I mean the stats
Again,
itself are pretty decent though. So
I mean, with something when you're using elemental resistances, a lot of the time you don't care what the other stats are on it, and if you can get attack and magic on an equipment that also gives you dark resistance for a particular fight, that's a good thing. I
Yep.
mean, there are times when you'll take less damage for elemental resistance, and these aren't bad. But just think of the egg fight where you looked at the items for that, and you were like, well, I mean, they're kind of good. They give you some earth resistance, and then we
Yeah,
got
the
the
only
egg
reason I liked them was
boss,
because of earth
and the
resistance.
stuff was amazing.
Like, okay, so for instance, right, the specific unit that wants to use this definitely is a unit that's going into a trial with a lot of dark that you need the
yeah,
resistance, and it has
a
to be a
major or a regular damage dealer
yeah, and
could
it
get a
has
lot
to
of
be
use out of
a
these.
damage dealer or a mage, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you're using a mage, probably Victoria's TM is better.
Oh
30%
yeah,
dark magic with a sorry, 30% dark resistance, and it's 55 magic. So
right.
uh, you have the opportunity to kind of go that route. But if you're using a hybrid in this case, it might be better, you know. So
You know, I mean, these are good. The mantle is the best piece of equipment, I think, because it's pretty difficult to get like 20 or more attack on a cloak that's not like an STMR level or very good 5-star TMR.
yeah, like I said, like
So,
if you would use the mantle, right? You're basically locked into using the amulet if you're going to be a damage dealer, right?
I
Um,
mean, you can, it depends. It depends what you got for equipment, but maybe,
For
yeah.
me, if it's a true dual wield unit or a dual wield unit, not necessarily relying on true double hand, yes, you probably do that because 40% is a huge bonus. But
Yeah,
you
but
hurt a
again,
lot if you're using true double hand by dropping that attack or magic down. Because if
yep.
you
yeah,
just
And the
get
thing is, also with dual wield, it's easier to kind of build up your percentages, so you might not necessarily need that 40%.
yep,
Again, it's a good item for the resistances, and if you are newer, it's probably
very
just going
good,
to be a straight
very
up
good for
upgrade.
new.
Yeah.
So
And you
does
can
it
make
suffer
as many as you want, so that's also another good thing.
with
yeah, but it also
brandy?
costs 50,000 of these shards to do
Yeah,
one
so
of the mantles.
No, it's
So,
pretty damn expensive.
It is.
it's expensive, but I mean, you need to get 50,000 event
it
points
would
anyway, or
require
30,000 event points.
it depends on how much you actually farm this event, and it also depends on how much bonus you have,
I'm a
right?
third of the way through this, and I still can't make the mantle yet. That's why it's expensive. I've made the hood and the amulet so far. The mantle is the one I'm trying to make, and I'm at 9k event points. And I'm maybe halfway to the Mantle of Darkness, so it's hard to get enough shards for this.
I am probably aiming to get 2 sets for the most, and I only have one 7-star unit, so as bonus, in addition to the Chocobo range. So, I'm just looking for 2 sets. The same way that we had the Tectonic set, I'm just looking for 2 sets, right? Because if it's in any battle, you may use 2 of these for 2 damage dealers. That's about it. You know, I don't know how you guys feel about,
I'm.
how much you would actually craft
It
out of
depends
it.
on how much I can make. I'm not gonna go super ham on it, in my opinion. I feel like it's kind of a waste of energy to go too ham on something like that, especially with all the TMRs that I already currently have. But
Yeah.
Right.
the thing is if I could make 2 by the time I hit, or if I'm close to making 2 when I hit 30k for the 5-star EX ticket, I would go for it.
And unfortunately, like they are all tied together. Getting that EX ticket, getting these items, and also getting the TMs for the unit, because you want to get those TMs, and the rates to me are kind of really low.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
done all
they
my
are.
polls so far.
Unless you're
I've got,
Chocobo
like,
Rain.
1-5. Yeah.
I've already maxed out Chocobo Rain again.
I had Chocobo Rain maxed out. I had both of them maxed out before this event started.
Yep, and I don't know if they're like want us to get more Chocobo Rains in the future, maybe. I don't know.
Well, they are able to be sold for trust coins, so maybe they will bring him back. But if they were gonna do that, they should have just put him in this freaking pool in the first place. They're gonna add his TMR to the list. That's
Yeah,
Yep.
they should have made him the 4-star unit to pull.
Yeah, he should have been a 4-star on this banner.
Yep.
anyways, yeah, he gives you 75%, so I hope you guys saved your Chocobo Rains from the free pulls. And then Morgana at 7 stars, of course, 200%. Morgana and Elena, and then at 6 star there, 100%. So
Right. So moving on, we have the new a new feature called the Chamber of Challenges.
you gotta say it all creepy, like we're like the Chamber of Challenges.
Chamber of Challenges.
Oh god.
Where
And,
we basically get to fight a number of battles in different difficulties against a specific boss type, right? And you get red. Is it red star quartz or just red quartz?
Red star quartz.
Red star quartz. So tell us what these star quartz do, Panda.
For the red star quartz, you're gonna be doing this chamber of the challenges. Ding dong, ding dong. But as you go through, you can only do it once to get the star quartz. But this is open and reset every week, and it comes with a different challenge.
A different
Whenever-
boss.
Usually, they always tell you what you can do on there. It'll tell you, like how it says here, lightning attack challenge. You just use lightning and you kill a boss. You can also use the strategy button up there, and they'll tell you more info on it. But the red star quartz, it's not going to be rare, but you can exchange these for door pots. Door pots you will fuse into your units, and it will expand their max cap of pots, which many people have already done it to their DPSs and are reaching their Esters to 30k. Whereas
Yeah,
for
I
me,
think that's
yeah,
kind of a mistake.
30k.
Well, we'll express in terms of how you use them afterwards.
So,
Yeah,
just a side
There-
note, this is a non-farmable event. You only get to do it
Which I
once
said.
per... Oh, I didn't hear you say non-farmable.
Yeah, I said it once per week.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you can't rerun it to get more star
I know,
quartz.
that's what I'm saying, like, do it once during the week. Like, each one once.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just...
Yeah,
To me,
reset.
that wording just doesn't work very well, in my opinion. That's why I
Yeah,
was trying to
that's fine.
clarify.
You get to do each stage once per week, and it gets reset.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, you can redeem there. There's a button there that you can exchange them.
Yep.
Which is what
So
you want.
that's basically the event. So the question is, right? What do you spend the door pots on?
I'm gonna find a tank I like and probably give it HP.
I used it
Yeah.
first on my Randy. Now next up is going to be my tank.
Yeah, see, I think putting it on a damage dealer is a mistake right now.
That's
Right
your
now,
mistake.
in my opinion, I would hoard these red quartz because they in the future DPSs will come and go. Maybe the best investment would be on tanks and healers. But I would say specifically a unit that is like extremely high in one area, you want to push that even higher as much because you can only go 50% more of what that unit's max is. You want the max, the unit that already pushes it really far. So for instance, the spirit on Charlotte If it's really ridiculous, you want to push that even further and get the most out of that unit, you know?
There's 2 units I can think of right now that I would think of using door pods on: CG Charlotte and Fid.
I'm looking at Demon Rain, going, ooh, HP.
I still don't. I mean, if you're gonna use him forever, I guess. But remember, we're kind of getting to the point where the tank meta is gonna get kicked up a notch.
No, he's still a unique unit.
He's my dirty little
Yeah, he's a unique unit. He's not gonna be replaced by another tank. He is very unique in what he does.
Yeah, he's a counter tank. What other tank has it that's a good counter tank currently?
It's because he's got Demon Rain.
Gonna bring the thunder or the fire in this case.
That is a good investment though for you.
Yeah,
you love your Demon Rain to death.
I'm sorry, but he's fun to use.
It's your units that you favor the most as well. I don't know. I might just use it on a Lilla.
Push your spirit or attack.
I don't know. Maybe both. Who knows?
It's expensive.
I know. I'm just joking around.
I know.
Okay, so let's talk about we have a challenge. We have Will of the Planet. It's basically the Dachau raid boss, right? Diamond, what is his name?
Weapon.
Diamond Weapon. All right. How has it been for you guys, and any strategies you have to give?
No, you just have to wait 3 turns for his mitigation to go down, then you can kill him.
While doing lightning damage.
I was gonna take in Morgana, but I've been lazy, so I haven't done it yet. Mainly because I just got Morgana today.
I mean, you can do it, but you can do it that way. But
I was way over prepared for this trial, and did not end up. I prepared even Duke, because he hates dragons, with the lightning weapon, and I didn't get to come down and finish him with Duke because he was already dead.
I didn't realize Diamond Weapon was a dragon.
Yeah, he's a dragon, right? And Duke hates dragons, but he was already dead before I could even come down on him. So he should be pretty simple for most.
Yeah. I mean,
you have an Esther, he's destroyed. He's literally destroyed.
What made him difficult at all is the fact that he's got damage mitigation for first 3 turns, I think.
And you know what's really funny about this? If you buffed your Esther and you've used, you can get him down to 80% with all that mitigation.
Yeah, you can.
You know, so
well, he only has 10 million HP, so that's pretty weak.
I know. As soon as he takes off that mitigation, he's basically dead.
Yeah, he's melted.
Yeah.
They need to kind of. I know they want to keep the units semi-weak, so that we can
bosses.
Yeah, bosses, whatever.
I think they should just add another tier to it, just like they did with Legendary. Not everybody can do Legendary.
And then just give something else.
Even if it's just Lapis, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, make the rewards not necessary, not essential, because I think honestly the lower tiers should be the ones that has the weapons for the beginners. Because the reward is a Rising Sun. It's a one-handed throwing weapon that for newbies is fine. For most other players, they don't care about it, right? So the fun for the people who have been playing is a challenge, and this is not a challenge for them.
Yeah, but you know what's gonna happen, right?
What's that?
If they do that, people are just gonna be like, "Well, I can't get that item, so this is bullshit."
That's why I said. That's why I said Lapis.
Yeah,
but even if it is Lapis, they're gonna be like, "I can't get it. It's bullshit."
Who cares?
Yeah,
if they can't get it.
That's the point. That's the point. In other words, it's a non-essential reward. It's like the bonus stages in the story event where you don't need none of those things.
Yeah, a lot of newbies can't do bonus stages.
Yeah. And honestly, they kind of can now with carries like Esther and stuff. If you have
Yeah, Esther is really strong. Yeah, they definitely need to boost up the difficulty of our semi-trials. I'm not asking for something broken, not like stupid strong like Greg Kai, because that would be hard to keep up with every week.
Yeah, basically, you could scale up an enemy like a lightning weapon. You could scale him up. You don't have to necessarily make him, you beef him up in terms of HP. You beef up his damage. You beef up all of his stats and everything. You can keep the rotation exactly the same as if you want to as well.
I mean, here's an easy way of beefing up Diamond Weapon. HP, add a 0. Attack and defense, go about 75% where it can't be broken, and then the rest of the 25% can be broken on all stats. Done.
Yep.
That's
The
all it would
scary
take.
thing about lightning weapon is if you go past your opportunity to kill him.
What's lightning
and you
weapon?
Don't,
Are you talking about Diamond Weapon?
He's
Yeah.
talking about Diamond
Okay.
Weapon.
Just making sure.
Yeah, what's threatening about lightning weapon? Right?
Diamond weapon.
Diamond weapon is that if you go past your opportunity to kill him and you don't, he will destroy you. Right? He'll straight up do he has like 3 turns after that where he buffs himself. The first one he does nothing really, just heal a little bit. But if you go past that 2 times, it's like a countdown kind of thing, and he does pretty strong massive damage. Basically it's called a nuke. So imagine if you're a really strong team and you can't do enough damage to kind of get him, whittle him down to
I'm ready to see Ruby Weapon.
yeah. So then imagine Duke would be a lot better in that fight, finishing him. So can we move on to the next event?
Oh, yes. In the
So-
name of Amour.
Yeah, and we're doing a rerun of a Final Fantasy Tactics event in the name of love, and it's an old event I've never done, so I'm just looking to get some of the rewards out of it. What's worth getting out of this?
The Defender. It's a evasion greatsword.
Is it a great sword or is it a sword?
Yes, it's a great sword.
Okay.
And it
I
has
think
5% evasion. So it's
Yeah, I
5%,
think
but
that's fine,
something.
and the tickets, that's all I want to get out of this, honestly.
Yeah, I mean it's an old event, so a lot of people have probably done it already. And honestly, with what else is going on currently in the not Lapis, but the energy consumption that you're probably gonna need to get to that 30k event points for this event, you're probably gonna only want to get the essentials, which would be the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
The tickets and kind of that's it. Tickets and see you later.
Well, we do have the event for 1 week after the story event, so you don't have to do it while the story event is currently going on.
By the
You could do
way,
it the week.
Kuja, I would also get the Defender. It's the only greatsword with evasion on it, other than what we got in the exclusive other event.
Yeah, it's good.
There's not many of them available, so it's worth it. Evasion is always worth it. I'm sorry.
Yep, evasion. Any pieces of evasion gear that you can get definitely is worth it. But yeah, so we've covered basically all of the events and stuff. So let's just move on to the news and what's coming up. All right. So far we have had a 3rd anniversary stuff continuing on. Apparently, this is the longest 3rd anniversary I've seen. That's like what, 2-3 months of 3rd anniversary. I don't know.
What are you talking about? It's just July.
Reward. Oh
Yeah.
we're gonna have
So
3rd
this-
anniversary awards in August as well.
Well,
So 2
It
months.
started. And it started at the end of June. That's the way.
that's
I
because
look at
they
it.
weren't planning on giving that stuff to us, and then they were like, "Oh fuck, we need to do it."
All right. So so far, how has your 3rd anniversary ticket holds been?
Garbo.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any 3rd anniversary rewards that we're gonna get pretty soon.
Are getting more tickets.
I'm hoping that we get those enhancements to the CG units, which I've been waiting on
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
waiting for those too.
patiently. Patiently.
Same here.
Make Awakening Rain great again.
Yeah, just got one. Second one.
Make all of his units great again. in
Well,
my
some of them
opinion.
are decent still. They're just not up there. Awaken Rain has fallen off really hard.
I think maybe they might be assessing them for the new meta stuff, like little different tweaks here and there. Like for instance, I definitely would love to see Sakura have bolting strike chaining. I would love to see maybe Lotus Mage Fina have disorder chaining. Um,
Well, she could easily do that. She does have Holy already.
yeah, she does. She does already have a light chaining. She already does have light chaining. So like little tweaks to them to make them work with the new meta units, I would call it. And we also are getting the new batch of global exclusive units coming soon, which I've been saving for. And
If we get a banner.
if we get a banner, like I'll
Yeah,
cross my
I'll
fingers. we get a
laugh
banner.
if you don't, because you'll cry.
And we also, what do you think we're gonna get? Because guys, we're at a point where we're at the end of a raid. We're doing an event that's sort of like all of them. It's a wave.
Close
kind
to a
of
King
event.
Mog event, basically.
It's
Well, what it's gonna be, honestly, is we're probably gonna get nothing this week. We might get like the story update and our enhancements.
I could see us getting a story event too.
I would
Because,
love
well,
lots
no,
of
because
events.
the thing is, our next UOC is the 31st, which is a Wednesday. That's probably when Lightning's coming out.
I agree, but they don't have to give us UOC and story.
Uh-huh.
That's a mocking event.
Yes, and it's a mocking event. And by the way, I don't consider this a mocking event simply because you don't go to the mocking.
I understand.
not.
I'm calling it a Mod King similar because the fact that you have to spend crap tons of energy and farm the heck out of it.
Yeah,
Event
It's-
Point
it's-
King.
more like a unique battle that we get for like the Chinese New Year. It's a unique battle.
If they put a King Mog on top of this, I would be seriously frustrated.
Well, they won't. They'll give us till like next Wednesday.
That's why I think that it's either the only things it could be, in my opinion, because we just finished a raid, unless they decide to give us Rico or something like that, which I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, dude, you gotta pull out the credit card.
Actually, that does not sound like a bad idea. Giving us a collab.
A raid after a raid, though, that's really rough.
Yeah, but they've done that before.
I know. I'm not saying they
I
wouldn't do it. I'm just saying I don't want them to do it. Probably is a better
No,
way
and
of saying it.
Item World will probably come back too.
Oh God, no! Please, no farming with Item World and Raid. If they have all three of those at the same time, I'm going to lose it. Oh God, when they
It
had the
takes
2 weeks of
way
Item
too
World,
much
I was
time.
done.
That's really terrible. Yeah, no, it is.
Hey,
It's really-
Gumi, I know you're watching. Make it happen.
God.
By the way, guys, right? I was thinking, right? If you want to clear all your orbs and your energy, it might take you like an hour if you're doing all of them, right?
Yeah.
And if you think about this, right? If you check if the orbs and stuff refill 5 hours, right? And there's 24 hours in a day, you're spending about 4 hours of the entire day dedicated to this game.
That's if you're keeping up with it, which is what I stopped doing when they do this. I think when we had the 2 weeks of Item World, after the first week, I basically said, I'm done. I held my hands up and said, I'm out.
Yeah,
Peace.
that's a lot of time investment.
Yeah, no, it takes a lot.
It
to
takes
do
too
that.
much.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they need to streamline the way we do some of these events.
The Item World? Select 10 units, and then you can do 10 at once. Or even, hell, I don't even care. They can just make us take 1 unit through the entire thing and just say,
I think
bam.
they also need to
Tower
upgrade.
events.
They also need to upgrade Arena and Raid to have 10 orbs as well, in my opinion. I'd rather do it all at once. in 10 hours than do it in 5 hours at a time.
So another thing I was thinking about with Item World, they need to find a way of having less loading screens with Item World. It takes too dang long to go through so many loading screens. Seriously, like there needs to be a way where you say, hey, if it's below this, I don't even want to see it. And if everything's below that, it just goes to the next screen.
Yep, they just need to make 10 waves instead of, 10 levels.
At 7th star, we can blow. Most newbies can blow through this entire thing, no sweat. You only need one good unit to destroy the Item World. They need to streamline it. Just make it so you select one unit and do 10 waves. I don't care. But they need to find a way of reducing the amount of times you load in and out of that screen.
Yep.
Because, so you go into Item World, that's one load. Then you go to select to start Item World. Then you either, if it's your first time, you have to select a weapon. Then you have to select a team. Then you have to select a partner. And then you go in. And then you, depending on if it's one wave or two waves, you go out, select a new partner.
You have another screen for rewards. You have another screen for the crystal that you're going to get. You have another screen that shows the crystal coming down. You have another screen to pick what thing that you're going to do. And you're going to get a result screen too. Oh my god.
Yeah, too many loading screens. That's why I don't like Item World mostly, is because it takes. I spend more time in the loading screen than I do in the battle.
Well, and it feels like it is just recently anyway that it doesn't pay off much.
I think it's because I've become more and more impatient with the loading screens because they've gotten longer. At least they have for me. They used to be much faster. Like I used to be able to just tap through most of them pretty quickly. But they feel like they're taking longer now, which it could be my phone. I do have the first Pixel. But
yep, and it's also disheartening in my opinion, grinding Item World, because you go through these 10 floors, you wait 10 hours and get disappointed.
Well, that's like, I mean, the worst part is the 10th floor when you get a 1% or a 3%.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just gonna go out and say it. Last couple Item Worlds, the 10th floor never gave me anything good. It was always garbage. Never. It was floor 9 that was good, and floor 10 would be like all throwaway crap. Like, oh, okay, well I'm at floor 10. Oh no, it's all 1%, or it's 1% and some extra stat boosts and crap. So they need to. They must have. I get the feeling, like, honestly, it's supposed to be a 1 in 12 chance to go through and get the rare ability. I really think they screwed something up when they brought it a few Item World. Yeah, and then they had to go and be like, oh well, we broke it, so we're gonna have to postpone it for a couple weeks. I think they broke something hardcore.
Well,
with the Item World.
I don't know if they broke anything hardcore, but like I said, if
it's a flaw.
The biggest flaw for me, like, I don't mind doing the actual I don't mind the idea of Item World and going through it. I think they need to streamline it drastically. I mean, there's so many screen transitions, and you have to load through every one. I don't know what to say. Like, I wish they would just take away the flashy animation where they show you the skills. Wish they would take away the results screen. Nobody cares. That's all so low level. Nobody cares. Not even people who just started the game run that. Go, oh my god, that's a good amount of experience, or oh, that's a good amount of gil. Give it to us. And just ghost us with it. Who cares? Nobody looks at it. They just tap through it.
Yep.
And the points should be above the skills, so you don't have to go through 2 screens to see how many points you got. Just have like a little like below icon where it's like plus how many points.
Yep.
One screen transition, please.
Okay,
One.
so you've heard us. Now it's your turn. Let's hear what you have to say. Check us out on Discord. The links are below.
Feel free to chat with us too. We're
Feel
on
free to
way
chat
too
with
much.
us. We're usually on every day or every other day. Join us anytime you want. You guys have any closing words?
Parlor streams. They will most likely be during the week, so I will be opening up commissions for those. So
I'm gonna start
pop in
playing
on
Messenger.
Twitch also.
I'm gonna start playing Messenger. So if you want to watch me fail miserably at a hard platforming game, then come join me.
All right. And until next time, thank you guys for listening to us. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.